I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, it is show number 50. We've been with you for a year. Dallas Lehman, You Have Mortgage will be here. Vivian Lehman from You Have Realty will be here. What's going on out there in the real estate market? Stick around. It's just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. And welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your home, this show is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room, but with my attorney advice throughout the way. If you have any question during the program today, all you have to do is call 407-205-0400. If you want to start your house hunt this weekend, you'll need a pre-approval letter. I have people standing by right now to get you pre-approved for that mortgage. So you can go find that dream house, same phone number, 407-205-0400. Very special show for you today. But before we start, it's time for my opening statement. I can hardly believe this is show 50, a full year in the books here with our news partners, News 6, but there's really one person that we could have never gotten here without, and that person's you. They would have canceled us after 2 episodes had you not sat here and joined us every single Saturday. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for allowing us to come here every Saturday and spend this half hour with you. Also, other special people who make this show very possible. News 6 is a fantastic organization from Jim Hess and Alan Sawyer, but especially Tyson Fiore, who's here behind the scenes right now. When we first met and talked about this at the restaurant down the street, literally within about a week, you helped me make this happen. You brought this dream, really an idea to life, and you're a special person to me. Thank you for all that you do here for us. And then it's also the guys behind the scenes who have been here with us 50 times. You guys are the best. Phil Deems, everyone in town tells me you're the best. Even at different stations, they tell me you're the best. And they tell me that because you truly are. Ryan Halley, who I've worked with for years, and Derek Moser. It's truly the best production team in Central Florida, if not the entire nation. Also behind the scenes, Brianna Sisson is here. She's my co-host on the radio show, and she's here with us every Saturday as well, making sure that we come to you digitally on Facebook at You Have Real Estate. And Kenny from the radio show also comes here and helps us do the show digitally. But also, what about all of the realtors who have joined us on these 50 episodes? Probably 50 different amazing realtors who have come on here to show your properties and really help inform Central Florida as to what's going on in this really crazy Florida real estate environment that we live in. So thank you to all of you for always making this show so very special. But there are 2 more people who have been here with me every single show, whether it's helping with guests or being my guest on the show, and true friends and business partners of mine. And their names are Dallas and Vivian Lehman. And they happen to join me here today. Dallas, Vivian, thanks for being friends mostly, but thanks for making this show happen. What a pleasure it is to have you both here today.
Absolute pleasure.
We feel the same.
And you join me in obviously a very weird real estate environment in Dallas, the owner of You Have Mortgage. Let me start with this. JP Morgan Chase announces yesterday that they're going to 20% down payment, 700 credit score. This is something we haven't seen in a couple of years now. What do these decisions mean for my ability to get a mortgage now?
That's a very clear signal. And what that signal demonstrates right now is probably about 2 weeks ago to 3 weeks ago, they stopped all non-QM loans, which means they're tightening up the qualifications for a mortgage. So what they're doing is they're really raising the bar to stick to the highest standard of a conventional loan. And when you go for a conventional loan, 20% is your highest beginning standard. They're going to hold that line. They are. And I think a lot of other people are too. But the nice thing about what we do, You Have Mortgage, we do have a lot of programs out there still that can help borrowers buy now at a good time to buy. Yeah, it's a little crazy out there, but we'll get through it, and the market still is moving.
Are the other lenders going to follow what Chase is doing, you think, or am I still going to be able to go get a 3.5% down mortgage here soon?
The answer is yes to the 3.5% mortgage. You're referring to the FHA mortgage. That's not going to go away. I will tell you they've sort of tightened that up a little bit as well, too. in the sense that, the credit scores now may be a little bit higher, whereas they may have gone down to a lower credit score when you applied for an FHA mortgage. 3.5% FHA, still a great program out there. It's still going to be there.
Yeah.
So,
who knows? Vivian, owner of You Have Realty, crazy times from the real estate broker side as well. What are you seeing with pending deals right now? As we all know, from contract to closing, on average about 30 days if you're getting a mortgage. Are deals falling apart? What are you seeing out there?
I've seen 1 in 3 will have some kind of issue with it where they might get extended. And so that's what we're seeing right now. And it could be a loan issue. It could be anything, but the extensions are there.
Fortunately, I think for you is there's one type of lending that's not going away right now. And that's our friends at IQ Power Solar. And they have allowed me to do this special for you where they've agreed to pay your electricity bill this month and also install the solar at your house to where your electricity bill from now on goes down to virtually zero. And now you're going to have to pay a very small solar payment, but they've also agreed to pay just for you your solar payment for throughout the rest of the year. And also our friends at Mecca Builders have decided to also offer a deal for you where while you're going through this process, if you have a leaky roof or if you know your roof is getting a little bit older, you can also replace your roof at the same time. And this all costs you $0 out of pocket. This isn't some kind of gimmick. They really just came up with this program just for you. So I would highly recommend giving IQ Power Solar a call. Get the roof done as well. Even if you're having AC issues, we can put the AC in there through the same program, and it costs you $0. $0 out of pocket. Very easy to call, 407-205-0400. Now, I went with IQ Power Solar about a year ago now, and look, my electricity bill was $500 a month. Now, it's about $40 a month. It was like 95 degrees out this week. If you don't have solar, you're going to notice your electricity bill is going to start skyrocketing. But if you have solar, it will not increase, and if it increases, it's going to be like $2 or $3. Very, very little. Stephen Bader from IQ Power Solar tells us how solar saves us money. Live here on site with the COO of IQ Power Solar, Stephen Bader. I already had solar installed on my house. I wanted to see his crew in action against Steve. You must admit, this is the most talented crew in all of solar.
I'm pretty happy with it.
The guys are doing a great job up there, obviously, professional. Solar can have some people and some businesses that aren't so good. What separates IQ Power Solar?
Well, it's really valuable to have your own install crew instead of subcontractors, et cetera. So these guys work together year after year. They've done a lot of trainings together. Every time there's a new product that comes to market, they go to manufacturer trainings. We're actually a warranty center for a lot of manufacturers, which is really cool, and it distinguishes us, especially when it comes to servicing. But really, it's just about cohesiveness. These guys, they get here in the morning, they review the engineer drawings together. Sometimes they review the drawings in the office on a chalkboard environment when there's problems and stuff like that. But they lay it out and then just execute. So it's really cool when they have a lot of experience together, just like anything else.
There's something to be said for 1 truck, 2 trucks, 3 trucks, all with the logo on there. Everyone has the same shirt, IQ Power Solar. This is a real professional organization.
We try.
And Stephen Bader, IQ Power Solar. Thanks for coming out today.
Of course.
Now back to you, Vivian Lehman, on the real estate side. I want to figure out if I'm a seller and I have my house listed for sale right now, do I keep it listed? Do I take it off? Thoughts?
Keep it listed.
And why is that?
Because we don't have a lot of inventory on the market. That's the reality.
So do you think that this is going to have a huge hit on the values of our real estate?
I thought we would see a larger increase in homes dropping their prices, but we haven't. The statistics have shown that the houses have pretty much stayed the same.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you envision over the next 2-3 months?
I see if we can open up the economy, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. I don't have the crystal ball. But if we can mitigate a little bit of that, but we're going to see more homes on the market, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, Dallas, from the mortgage side of things, we all know in 2006 they were giving away mortgages like candy. It was a pulse and a pin. You get a mortgage. Then they really tightened up in 08, 9, 10. What do you think happens now?
I think you're going to see a lot of mortgages. Things are going to be okay on the mortgage front, but as you brought up earlier, I think they are just going to tighten up. The first time that happened, when we saw the mortgages, when they went away, and we'll use that word subprime, when they went away for that reason, what happened is a few years later, some of those programs started to come back. Now, they weren't nearly the same as they started out, the NIVAs, the SIVAs, all of those programs. But what they did was they took the values of those programs and they brought them back. So everything has an ebb and a flow. Everything in the economy has an adjustment period. Everything in the economy has a recovery period. So I think when it comes to the lending side, you're still going to see people being able to buy. And all my indicators that I read on the mortgage front and everything else is real estate and lending will be one of the industries that lead us out of this situation.
Yeah, and you can't argue with the fact that historically, where the rates are right now are basically the best they've ever been, certainly in our lifetime. I mean, the rates right now to own a house are absolutely incredible. But when I'm evaluating it, so I already own my house, and I'm trying to figure out if I should refinance. How do I make that decision?
I think that's a great question, and I can only go by what we're doing right now. We're closing a purchase on Friday. Person has a great loan. They've got a great value on their house. As Vivian had talked about values, it's a great time to buy. Let's look at refis. As you said, we are still, even in this situation, we are still at historic rates. The refis that I have scheduled for the upcoming weeks are, and I'm going to use a range because, things are a little fluid right now. Things do change. But you are seeing rates in the mid to high twos on a 15-year mortgage. That's a range. And then if you look at the 30, you're still in the low threes. Will it start to ramp up a little bit? I think so eventually because we just can't get any lower.
Yeah.
We are at a great time for mortgages right now, but the rates are good. But trust me when I say you can't get any lower at this point. They are going to start to go up soon.
Yeah, I have no doubt about it. If you have any questions about anything we're talking about here on our very special 50th episode of You Have Real Estate, I have people standing by right now, 407-205-0400. All right, for both of you. People are a little bit scared, or a lot of people are scared to go to a law firm or a title company and sign a bunch of documents. Whether it's a refi, a purchase, are we doing anything virtual closing-wise now?
Drive-through closing.
Drive-through closing.
Drive-through closing.
Like a Taco Bell.
Just like Taco Bell.
Tell me about this.
They'll come out with the paperwork. They'll give you a prepackaged pen. You can tear it open, sign everything, give it back to them. They'll scan it and send everything out for you.
Really?
Done. It's the notary that comes out to your car, literally.
So this is great. I mean, so there's no reason to not show up at the title company for the closing.
Yeah.
When literally they're giving you prepackaged pens. Mm-hmm. Wow. Who would have ever thought we would get to this point, Dallas?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Have you two ever seen anything like this in your life?
Never.
Never. This is truly unique. I mean, this is a situation that is just has changed, and very unique situation for sure.
Unlike most people in the country, in Florida, we live through hurricanes. Now, I get it. South Carolina, Texas, Louisiana, other states deal with it as well. But the vast majority of the country does not deal with hurricanes like we do. This is very similar to a hurricane for a minute,
Yeah.
But after a month or 2 months, I mean, this is something that we've never, ever lived through.
Yeah.
And it's crazy times. But I'm glad to hear, and I feel really confident still in this real estate market. And I go back to this all the time, but it's the 2006 prices. I think all three of us sitting here knew were inflated. Mm-hmm. I mean, we knew that condo that was bought for $30,000 was not worth $300,000. We knew it was an inflated market. We are literally back to 2006 prices as we sit here in 2020. I think the market is right. And then also, Dallas, the lending practices back in 2006, again, Pulse and Penn, we were lending maybe to people who we shouldn't have. And while they have eased up a bit, I mean, lending practices are still very highly regulated now, as they weren't as much in 2006. So most of the borrowers now who own houses aren't as likely to get foreclosed on. Is that right?
That's true. And I think the glut of what you saw were with the programs you're talking about, those subprime programs, you had people out there buying investment homes that had no business buying investment homes. But the only reason they did was because of the Pulse and the Pen mentality of the lenders back in that day. Yeah. When I say SIVA, what that really means is stated income verified assets. Programs like that where, back in that time, an investor home was right around $110,000 to $114,000. And you have people that took advantage, or let's say they took advantage of a situation for their best interest to use those programs. But in today's world of lending, that doesn't happen anymore.
Think about this as well, and it's sort of a sad thought, if you will, but there are a lot of you who have been furloughed, or you've been laid off, and you are having trouble paying your bills right now. Would you rather be an owner right now or a renter? And the answer is a no-brainer. You would rather be an owner, because in Florida, if for whatever reason you miss a mortgage payment, look, they're going to give you 3 months off just out of the gate because of what's going on. But then if you do have trouble getting it back on track, you have so many different options to get it back on track. But if not, they file foreclosure. It's going to take a year or two for them to kick you out of your house. Yet if you're a renter and you miss one rent payment, I mean, a landlord can kick you out in 15, 30 days, sometimes even 5 days if you don't put money in the court registry. And I've mentioned this to you before, that it's better to be an owner than a renter for this very reason. I didn't think it was going to be a global pandemic when it would really come to fruition, but it's very, very true. Landlords can kick you out like that. Banks, mortgage companies in Florida, it takes longer for them to kick you out, no doubt about it. Yes or no questions are frowned upon in my business, but I have one for both of you. If you were a renter right now, Dallas, in 2020, would you buy a house right now?
Absolutely. And one of the reasons why I'm seeing refis right now, and these people understand this, if you look at their 401ks just several weeks ago, and where they may have had, I'll use a generic number, they had $500,000 in their 401k. Right after the first week of this COVID, it plummeted down to maybe $250,000. So what they did was they lost $150,000 in their stocks. Well, the people that are refinancing now, many of them, and the ones I'm working with, they understood that. So what they started doing was they said, you know what, I'm not losing money by taking out of my IRA, my 401k. I'm simply putting that into a house where the equity may be safer. And in most cases it is. And they're bringing that P&I payment down because of the low rates. So absolutely buy. It's the best time to buy.
Vivian Lehman, same question to you. Would you buy a house right now?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I mean, for all the same reasons we've been talking, the biggest being the rates, and you have an opportunity to own something and still have a tax benefit from it. Yeah. That's key.
And speaking of buying a house, if you want to start your house on, we're going to show you 4 amazing properties here in just a moment. But before anyone's going to show you their listing, you're going to have to get pre-approved. And you do that by calling 407-205-0400. We have people standing by right now to get you pre-approved so you can start that house hunt. Without further ado, it's time to take some tours. Vivian Lehman, show me Alfred Drive.
Okay, this one is in Davenport, Florida. It's in a development in Summers Corner. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, built in 2018. It's a little over 2,000 square feet. It is a 2-story with an open yard. It is minutes to I-4 and the theme parks. And in this home, they've included all the appliances, including washer and dryer. And the HOA is $210 per quarter. And they're only asking $304,900.
$304, making a payment of about what, $1,600, $1,700, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Including PITI. I mean, all in, you can't rent that house for $2,200, $2,300 probably at the end of the day,
Nope.
So, and that's Davenport, you said.
Yeah,
Still
Davenport.
somewhat of an affordable area, I think,
yeah.
as well, for someone who's priced out. Can't buy a house that size in Orlando. Davenport, certainly more bang.
And they keep on developing out there.
Bang
It's
for
crazy.
the buck down there. Parkside Drive. Parkside Point. Tell me about this.
That's in a community called Errol Estates, which is right off of that 429 area, direct, to downtown and the parks also. This one's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. It has courtyard parking with a sidecar garage. It is a large fence yard. It's PVC fencing all the way around. It is an oversized lot, and it kind of sits up on a little hill, and it overlooks the clubhouse and the pool area too, which is nice. It's across the street. 3 separate living areas. You've got the family room, living room, and then on the second floor, they have like another loft area that's for the kids, where all the bedrooms are also. And this one's a little, I guess it's 3,200 square feet, and they're asking $395.
$395. That's good in Apopka. Arrow Estates is a nice neighborhood too.
Yeah.
Well known, been around for a little while now.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say? All right, another one here on Harrison Avenue. And by the way, if you have questions about these properties, or you'd like Vivian Lehman to show you these properties, simple, 407-205-0400. We can get out there this weekend if you want. Vivian, talk to me about viewing houses during a global pandemic. How does it go?
So basically what we've adapted, and it's all fluid, it changes day to day, but how we've adapted is to set up these virtual tours. And from week to week, we've been getting feedback as to like more people that are willing to do the virtual tours and pull, the trigger on making an offer without seeing it.
Yeah.
You have to remember that even if you're making an offer, you still have contingencies. The two major contingencies are loan and inspections. So even if you can't get there in the first 10 days, you're still getting an inspector to come in there to look at it for you,
right,
and to tell you, hey, this is wrong. This is like it. It becomes more of an issue of, do I like the neighborhood? Do I like this? But we can do that with virtual tours. We can show you pictures. So
I'd be putting on a mask and going to check it out, I think, though.
yeah, I think most inspectors do
Yeah.
anyway.
All right, Harrison Avenue.
Yes.
Tell me about this.
Harrison Avenue is a townhome, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It is in the Dubsbred area. I know we've talked about this one before, but it's really cute. We just dropped the price on it, $240,000.
$240,000.
It's a little over 1,400 square feet. The community has a pool, and you could walk over to the golf course.
And great burgers there at the tap room at Dubsbred, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So very close to the golf course, Dubsbred.
Yes,
Very
right
historic
there.
golf course. And that's downtown, basically, if you think about it. That's downtown living.
Yeah.
And College Park, all the restaurants right behind you. I like it down there. I like that area a lot. Now, you also have this warehouse we wanted to check out.
Yes,
Tell me about
so
this.
one is about to come on the market. It's
Pocket listing, huh?
It's a pocket listing. It's a little over 4,000 square feet on an acre. They have totally redone the interior of it, put in a new AC unit. The warehouse and the office space is air conditioned. New flooring, new paint. They put in a new PVC fence all around the property too. You can also, extend it. You could go into the warehouse and the office and extend all of that. And it's a great location, close to Sanford Executive Airport and highways.
Beautiful. Any questions about these properties? Vivian will show them to you at 407-205-0400. And now it's time for your part of the show and our very special 50th episode of You Have Real Estate. It is time for the Real Estate Roundtable. Each week here on You Have Real Estate, we answer your questions from throughout the week. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, You Have Real Estate, and ask me questions right there during the week. And we might just answer them right here on next Saturday's edition of You Have Real Estate. Let's go to Cindy in Tennessee. Oh, I know who this is. I just wanted to reach out, son, and say I'm so proud of you. And I watch all the time on Facebook at You Have Power Radio. And thank you and Dallas and Vivian for what you guys do for Central Florida. Thank you, Mom. Maybe my biggest fan.
Very nice. Very
Thanks, Mom. All right, Sandy in Orlando. How far is the real estate market going to crash?
Wow.
I mean, I hope we're not being too positive, but I just
not
don't
2008. No.
I don't see the crash happening. I mean, are we going to have a little bit of a correction? Maybe. I don't know. Dallas, what do you think?
Well, I think when this started weeks ago, where the economy was, we don't have that much ground to make up for where we left off. Now, 8 years ago, maybe back then when the economy really wasn't at a strong point, we would have had to really dig ourselves out of a hole big time from that economy dropping. But I have to say, like I said, everything is, there's ebbs and flows. I think when we start off, for example, the haircut industry, to bring it home a little bit, there's going to be a flood to get back to that. The car industry, I think people are going to have a resurgent opportunity in going out to dine. They're going to open up the restaurants. You're going to see money being, coming back into the economy very strongly. And personally, as you said in the beginning, Vivian, I agree with you. The home values really haven't been that affected by it. And I think they will continue to hold and they will continue to appreciate. So I think moving forward, I share your opinion.
And the good thing about this show is we're going to keep you in the loop every single week. So all you have to do is tune in here, and you're going to know what's going on, because it's going to go up and down. Things are going to change. As we see here today, I don't see a crash coming. I do not see a crash coming.
Agreed. But
you have us here. If you ever need us, we'll keep you up to date every Saturday. That's one thing I can promise you. John in Orlando, can my mortgage company rip away my approval just prior to closing? Uh-oh.
That's a good one. And, one of the things I'm seeing that really is, Vivian talked about maybe this or that happening during the process. In these times right now, underwriters can pretty much do what they want to if something does change. Mm-hmm. So where you really have a smooth process, all things considered, to close, normally, you may see a little delay here where an underwriter might say, something, I need one more piece of paper. I need one more statement. The biggest thing that has changed throughout this process is called the verification of employment issue. Mm-hmm. And this has changed to mirror what is happening right now. What does that mean? When they call to do your verification of employment, now they used to do it, a few days before, or they would just do it once. What they're doing now is, most lenders, is they are calling early, and then they are calling the day of closing on your home to make sure, number one, that you still have your job and that you're still employed. So yes, some things can happen a little differently, but the loans are still closing.
Dallas Lehman. Buddy, we've been through a lot. We're going to get through this one too, all right?
Absolutely.
If you have any questions about mortgages, call him right now, 407-205-0400. Vivian, what a pleasure it is to have your friendship and always your advice when it comes to real estate. There's no two people I'd rather do this show with than you two. Thank you for your support every single week. And again, to the crew here at News 6, you guys are truly the best of the bunch. I'm not just saying that because I don't want to get fired or something. I really, really, truly believe it. I'm not saying that to get any sort of credibility with you. You guys are the best. And if you're a business owner and you're looking to really expand your business, I would call my man Tyson Fiore here at News 6, because you talk about bang for a buck. News 6 is the place to advertise. But again, most importantly, thank you for joining me here every single Saturday. Without you, none of this is possible. And there's one thing I do know. I will see you again right here next week for another edition of You Have Real Estate.
Great job, buddy.
You Have Real Estate with attorney Justin Clark is sponsored by Margaritaville Cottages, Orlando.
Thank you so much for joining me here today on You Have Real Estate. But don't forget to check me out every weekday from 10 until noon over on our partners, the Florida Man Radio Network. I love seeing you on TV, but I look forward to talking to you on the radio here very soon.